Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Nipper Maher Park in Waltham, Massachusetts. Here to bring you today's 18 and under youth baseball contest courtesy of the Lou Tompkins All-Star League. Today's contest pits hosting Waltham against visiting Brookline. Looks like Wi-Fi is not great out here tonight, which is a bummer, but I am going to be doing a full recording of this, so if it doesn't get any better, then we'll have a backup version we can post. In the meantime, Brookline enters this contest with a 1-3 record. Their most recent contest went up against the Medford North End team. They ended up losing that one by a final of 8-6. They were supposed to play at Acton Boxborough the next day, but that game ended up getting rained out. And then obviously not a lot of games around the holiday, and so now here we are a week later. Hope everyone enjoyed their Independence Day holiday, and we'll soon be getting this game underway. Yes, Wi-Fi's a little shaky, so I don't know how good the live stream is going to be, but you can go and watch it live. If you just search my full name on YouTube, you'll find the channel and you'll find this stream.
Awesome. I was so excited. I saw you. Like, oh my God, he's awesome.
Thank you.
You do a great job.
Thank you very much.
So, thank you so much.
All right. You see the Waltham pitcher warming up on the mound. That is number 12, Emmett Moynihan. He'll be facing the first three Brookline hitters, which will be Keenan Sawada, Ben Doctoroff, and Elias Brendel. While Brookline enters this contest with a 1-3 record, Waltham comes in at a strong 3-1. Fighting around the top spot. Of course, these two teams very familiar with each other and with intense competition against one another. Last year, they faced off in the league semifinal in what turned out to be an epic pitchers duel between Brookline's Jake Levin and Waltham's Drew Anderson. Ended in a 1-0 victory for Waltham. But it's a new summer and a new season, and it's a whole new ball game. So here we go. Leading off for Brookline will be number 5, Keenan Sawada. Sawada, as you can see, stats so far this season, 3 for 10 with 2 walks, 3 stolen bases, 3 runs, and 2 RBI. And if you see the 2 asterisk marks next to his 3 stolen bases, that indicator means he is tied for the team lead in steals so far this season. Moynihan, his first pitch, misses low and away for ball 1. That one going to miss just a bit outside for ball 2. And that one is in the dirt. A quick hitter's count to Sawada at 3-0. Sawada, known amongst Brookline baseball fans for having a very good eye at the plate, very rarely strikes out, especially doesn't strike out looking. And here he draws a 4-pitch walk as that one misses outside. Brookline's got a leadoff runner on in the top of the first. Now batting for Brookline, number 8, Ben Doctoroff. You can see so far this season, 6 for 11, tied for the team lead in hits. Sawada taking off on the first pitch. It's in there for a strike. Throw down to second, not even close to being in time. That will be an 0-1 count to Doctoroff, and Sawada will take sole possession of the team lead in stolen bases, as that is his 4th of the summer. Speaking of sole ownership of the lead, you can also see the 1 asterisk mark next to Doctoroff's 4 runs on the stat graphic on the bottom of your screen, as he takes strike 2 there. And while 2 asterisks means you're tied for the team lead, 1 asterisk means you have sole ownership of that team lead. 0-2 now the count to Doctoroff. And Moynihan steps off the rubber just to check on Sawada and keep him honest. He knows Sawada's got speed. Got to keep him as close to that bag as he can. That one bounces off the catcher's body, but Sawada decides to hold. That will simply be ball 1 to Doctoroff. Sawada might have been able to make that, but, you know, what they always say is when you're taking off on the base pass, if you hesitate for even a second, usually it's just better to go back, because once you lose that jump, you lose a lot of ground. Doctoroff makes contact, fielded well at third, throw to first, is going to get the first out of the inning. Well fielded by number 1, Eric Fiorentino. And that will be 1 out in the inning. Now coming up, number 27, Elias Brendel. And another turnaround, and again, he does not throw, just keeping the runner honest. You can see Brendel's stats so far this summer. He wasn't at the last game against Medford North End. And he takes a low ball 1. 3 for 9 so far this season with one triple, a walk, a stolen base, 2 runs, and 4 RBI. And he's going to take ball 2 there. Sawada taking off for third. It's in for a ball, and Sawada slides in safe. And he thought about taking off as the throw got away from the third baseman, but well backed up by the shortstop. And so Sawada's just going to have to settle for stealing third. It's a 3-0 count to Brendel, and Sawada still applying pressure on the base paths. He now stands at third. And that pitch misses way high, but well blocked by the catcher, or well snagged by the catcher, I should say. Brendel gets the free pass to first with Sawada at third. Good job by Aiden Metalides for keeping that one from turning into a wild pitch. Now batting for Brookline, number 15, Owen Hoffman chases the high inside heat for strike 1. Hoffman coming off a big day in that game against Medford North End, as he had 2 RBI hits, including the go-ahead hit late in the game, although Brookline was not able to hold the lead. Brendel takes off on the steal. Catcher just fakes the throw. I believe they marked that one as strike 2. So it'll be an 0-2 count to Hoffman, but Brendel does move into scoring position. Swing and a miss, and that'll be strike 3. Hoffman caught chasing high. 2 down now for Brookline. Now up is number 44, Justin Liu. First pitch is going to miss for ball 1. That one catches the corner for strike 1. Justin Liu making just his 3rd plate appearance of the summer thus far. And holds at that one for ball 2. And that one's going to be high for ball 3. Moynihan has been struggling all inning to find the zone. He's already walked 2 batters, and now he's 1 ball away from a 3rd walk. And there's the 3rd walk. Just 1 ball put in play by the Brookline Bats through their first 5 hitters. And now coming up with the bases loaded and 2 down is number 21, Jimmy DiPaolo. First pitch high and inside for ball 1. DiPaolo, 2 for 7 with 1 RBI so far this season. Swing and a miss there, strike 1. It's very important for Moynihan that he find the zone here. A walk will bring in a run. Or that will bring in a run. It's a bases-loaded hit-by-pitch for Jimmy DiPaolo, and Keenan Sawada will trot in with the game's first run. Now coming up, number 17, Adam Rosenblatt. First pitch, and he hits a grounder over to second, fielded by the second baseman, thrown to first in time for out number 3. Brookline manages to get 1 run across, but ultimately that was all they could do. 3 walks and a hit-by-pitch are what lead to the first run of the ball game as we move to the bottom half of the first. Well, that was weird. It seemed like my mic might have cut out for a brief second there, but looks like we're back, so that's good. Let's take a look at who we've got on the mound for Brookline today as we see them warming up before the start of the bottom of the first, and it's going to be number 2, Charlie Engelman. Engelman, so far this season, he's made 2 starts, left both starts with a no decision. He's pitched 9 total innings between those appearances with an ERA of 4.67, a whip of 1.78, and 8 strikeouts. So we'll see how he fares against the first 3 hitters for Waltham. Number 4, Hunter Fucci. Number 17, Isaac Shatzoff. And number 19, Michael Hanley. And if there are any Waltham fans tuning in to this broadcast, I know there might not be as many today because of the faulty Wi-Fi. Again, if this just gets really egregiously bad, I will post a fully recorded version later tonight. But if there are any Waltham fans tuning in and you hear me butchering anybody's names, I encourage you to correct me in the live chat. Last meeting of the infield for Brookline as they get ready to start this one off. Hate to say it, but the Wi-Fi connection might actually be impacted by the heat. My Wi-Fi is coming from my phone. And feeling it, just feeling it in my hand, it is considerably hot. Even if we are in the shade, it's just a very hot day here today in the middle of July. First pitch from Engelman is going to be low for ball 1. Pitching to the Waltham center fielder, number 4, Hunter Fucci. That one catches the corner for strike 1. That one hits the zone as well, strike 2. Swing and a miss. Got him with the off speed for the first K of the day for Charlie Engelman. Now batting for Waltham, the shortstop, number 17, Isaac Schatzoff. First pitch is fouled off for strike 1. Engelman doing a good job throwing strikes early in this one. He's thrown just 1 ball so far. And that one is tipped into Doktoroff's glove behind the plate. That'll be strike 2. And another one fouled off. Schatzoff gets a piece of each of Engelman's first 3 pitches, and it keeps him alive at 0-2. And checks his swing well. Engelman tried to fool him with a low dipping pitch there, but he did not chase it. Good idea and pretty well executed by Engelman, but a good eye from Schatzoff keeps him alive. And that one tipped into the glove. That is strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Charlie Engelman, and now coming up for Waltham, the first baseman, number 19, Michael Hanley. First pitch, hard grounder over to first, fielded by Rosenblatt, and he's going to take it himself for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning from Engelman. Gets Brookline right back on offense. Through 1, our score, Brookline 1, Waltham 0. Due up for Brookline in the top of the second will be Engelman, Doherty, and Sheehan. Emmett Moynihan back on the mound. Had a bit of a shaky inning in the first inning. Gave up 3 walks and a bases loaded hit by pitch, but was able to stand tall and prevent that from being a blow-up inning. Only gave up the 1 run. So certainly not how he wanted to start, but gives him a pretty good chance to recover and try to bounce back here in the second inning. Leading off for Brookline now, the pitcher, number 2, Charlie Engelman. First pitch, big swing and a miss from Engelman for strike 1. Engelman so far this season, 3 for 12, 1 walk, 1 steal, 2 runs, 2 RBI. That one is going to miss for ball 1. That one misses as well for ball 2. Big swing and a miss there, strike 2. Engelman can have some real pop in his swing, but when you've got that big swing, sometimes you're a little more prone to missing the ball entirely. He gets a piece of that one, though, and stays alive. Count still 2-2. Moynihan's trying to start off this second inning a little better than the first. 2-2 the count. And Engelman gets a piece of it again. Fouls it to the backstop and stays alive. And that one is going to miss high for ball 3. Engelman battling his way to a full count after a couple of foul-offs. And this one, Sky's going to stay in the infield and in play. Hanley under it, and he's got it for out number 1. Now coming up, the right fielder, number 28, Michael Doherty. First pitch going to miss for ball 1. Hits one hard but foul up the first base side for strike 1. Doherty, in some limited appearances so far this summer, has made a noticeable impact. 2 for 3, 2 walks, 1 hit by pitch, 2 runs, and 2 RBI. That one outside for ball 2. That one in there for strike 2. And Doherty hits one, but it's a bouncer right back to the pitcher. Moynihan throws to first for an easy 1-3 ground out. Now coming up, the shortstop, number 7, Mayfield-Sheehan. First pitch, and he lifts that one, but it's going to drop foul. No, it's not. That was fair. I was reading the wrong foul pole. I got confused by the foul pole on the other field. That is a 2-out single for Mayfield-Sheehan. Well, that's my mistake there, folks. Misread the foul line there completely. Runner on first now. We cycle back to the top of the order with the second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Throw back to first to check on Sheehan. Sheehan's got 2 stolen bases and 3 runs scored so far this summer, and he's hoping to add to that here with 2 outs in the second. Takes off. Sawada bunts, going up the third base side. Picked up by Fiorentino. Thrown to first, and they just beat him by a step. Fiorentino with another nice play at the hot corner. And that will end the top of the second. No scores added for Brookline. 1-0 is still the Brookline lead. Due up for Waltham. And the bottom of the second will be their 4, 5, 6 hitters. Metalitas, Moynihan, and Aguirres. Leading off for Waltham here in the bottom of the second, the catcher, number 11, Aiden Metalitas. First pitch from Engelman is high for ball 1. This one's a grounder, takes a weird hop off the mound, but it's collected by Sheehan, thrown to first in time for out number 1. Infielders for both teams have been performing well so far. No balls in play except for Sheehan's 2-out single in the top of the second have left the infield. First pitch to Moynihan is going to be strike 1. It is pitcher against pitcher. The two faced off in the other direction in the top half of the inning. Engelman popped out to first. Swing and a miss there from Moynihan for strike 2. A check swing foul there. Keeps the count at 0-2. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Charlie Engelman. And that is 2 down in the inning, as now coming up the second baseman, number 6, Cam Aguirres. It's a hard one that is not going to get through the gap. It's a diving snag by Sheehan, trying to throw it in time. Not going to be in time, and the throw gets away from Rosenblatt, but well covered by Doctoroff as Aguirres scrambles back to the bag. After all that, I think we can call that an infield single. Would have probably given an error to Sheehan had Aguirres managed to advance to second, but with him retreating back, it's simply a single. Now with 2 outs and a runner on, up comes the right fielder, number 9, Connor Gavin. Hits another hard one right over to Sheehan, fielded cleanly, and thrown to second for the 3rd out of the inning. So outside of that first inning walk fest by Brookline, it's been very quiet offensively through the first 2 innings. Our score at the end of 2, Brookline 1, Waltham 0. All right, leading off for Brookline here in the top of the 3rd will be the catcher, number 8, Ben Doctoroff. Doctoroff grounded out to 3rd his last time up. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. That one hits the zone for strike 1. And this one's hard hit out to left. If that drops fair, it is a fair ball. Doctoroff taking off for second. And Ben Doctoroff with a lead-off double to start the 3rd inning. Now with nobody out and a runner on second, up comes the center fielder, number 27, Elias Brendel, as he takes ball one there. Swing and a miss there for strike one. 1-1 the count to Brendel. Last time up he drew a walk, stole second, and later advanced to third, but moved no further as he takes strike two there. Apologies for stream getting even more out of hand this inning. I was trying to see if I could finagle away to a better connection, and I can't fix this. It's unfortunate, but I can't fix this. 1-2, the count to Brendel. Just misses ball two. You could tell Brendel was thinking about going after that pitch, but in the end he takes for ball two. And takes again for ball three. Brendel with a good eye and nerves of steel, working his way to a full count. And he takes ball four. Brendel with his second straight free pass. And now with runners at first and second and nobody out, up comes the third baseman, number 15, Owen Hoffman. Hoffman went down on strikes his last time up. And first pitch in the dirt, Doctoroff taking off. And he runs down to third, and the throw gets away. Doctoroff lost his shoe, and he's going to come home anyway. Brendel advances to second on the same play, and Doctoroff, with one shoe left, crosses the plate for Brookline's second run. So now a 2-0 lead for Brookline and a 1-0 count to Hoffman, as that one's in there for strike one. So for those of you scoring at home, I believe the way you'd score that is that Doctoroff advances to third on the wild pitch while Brendel advances to second, and then Doctoroff comes home on the E2. That one's going to be low for ball two. That one's going to miss ball three. And that one misses low and in for ball four. Back-to-back walks for Brookline as they go right back to having runners on first and second. Waltham coaching, the Waltham coach and infielders now coming out to talk to Moynihan, who's having a little trouble controlling his pitches again this inning. Doctoroff launched a shot deep to left for a leadoff double. Elias Brendel followed that up with a walk. Then we had the pitch that bounced off the dirt and off the catcher's protective gear, and Doctoroff, being aggressive, took off for third. And then an erroneous throw from the catcher allowed him to come home, and all while that was happening, Brendel went to second. And then Hoffman drew another walk, and now here we are. Still no out, as a foul ball is hit just out of reach, as Fiorentino was giving it a chase. That'll be an 0-1 count to the Brookline left fielder, number 44, Justin Liu. Lou, his last time up, drew a walk. And he takes ball 1 there. Brendel at second, Hoffman at first. And that hits him. Justin Liu gets another free pass as the hit by pitch will load the bases. Now coming up with the bases loaded and nobody out, the extra hitter, number 21, Jimmy DiPaolo. Waltham making some defensive changes, as I imagine they're bringing someone in from the outfield to head to the bullpen and warm up. DiPaolo, his last time up, got an RBI hit by pitch for the game's first run. And he skies this one into foul territory. That's going to go over the backstop and out of play. DiPaolo hits one foul up the first base line. Very close to an RBI hit there. But instead an 0-2 count. Moynihan takes a beat off the rubber. DiPaolo lifts it out to center. It's going to be caught. Runner tags, but the center fielder had some momentum coming in to make that catch, and he guns it back into the infield. Simply a flyout, and oh my gosh, looks like the Wi-Fi has gotten better. So that's very nice to see. Now up to the plate, the first baseman, number 17, Adam Rosenblatt. 1 out here in the top of the third. First pitch in the zone, strike 1. If there is anyone still watching, I encourage you to spread the news to other fans that the Wi-Fi seems to have improved, in case folks want to come back. That pitch to Rosenblatt going to miss for ball 1. Rosenblatt, his last time up, grounded out to second to end that first inning rally. Takes high ball 2 there. That pitch in there, strike 2. Bases loaded and 1 out. Brendel at third, Hoffman at second, Liu at first. Moynihan again steps off the rubber. And this one's a chopper over to the shortstop, fielded, thrown to first. And he is just barely out at first, but a run will come in off the RBI ground out by Rosenblatt. Brendel in to score from third. And that makes it a 3-0 lead for Brookline. Now coming up, the pitcher, number 2, Charlie Engelman. Actually looks like Brookline head coach John Busey has appealed the call at first base. But it looks like they're sticking with the call. Engelman with a chance to help his own cause here as he fouls this one off for strike 1. Engelman, his last time up, popped out to first to lead off the second inning. Now up with 2 down and runners at second and third. And it looks like the Wi-Fi has fallen behind again. As I believe that one was a ball. Oh, no. Wi-Fi's back steady again. Oh, did that hit him? It did hit him. Hoffman was taking off as if it was a wild pitch, but it was a hit-by pitch. And so that's going to reload the bases for the right fielder, number 28, Michael Doherty. Doherty grounded out back to the pitcher his last time up. First pitch going to miss high for ball 1. That one in the zone for strike 1. Hoffman at third, Liu at second, Engelman at first. This one's going to be fouled off by Doherty, and that'll be strike 2. 1-2 the count. Moynihan once again trying to escape the jam. Doherty hoping to bring in some more runs for Brookline. Doherty with the good eye there for ball 2. Doherty, good contact here. That's going to drop in center field safe. Runners taking off on the hit, and that's going to bring in 2. No, wait! Liu barely slid around the tag. That was so much closer than I thought it was going to be. But Brookline is able to bring 2 runs in as Doherty advances to second on the throw after hitting a 2-run, 2-out single. Boy, don't I feel silly. Bad camera work on my part there. I thought that Liu was just going to be able to come home easily. Kind of underestimated just how hard Doherty's hit was and how fast it would get to the center fielder. And of course, I underestimated center fielder's arm. But ultimately, it is a 2-run single for Doherty. Brookline now leads 5-0, and with runners at second and third and 2 down, up is the shortstop, number 7, Mayfield-Sheehan. Sheehan with a hard-hit grounder, and it gets past the shortstop. Engelman is in. Doherty racing around third, coming for home, and he's going to beat the throw home. Mayfield-Sheehan with a 2-run single of his own. Two big 2-run hits from Michael Doherty and Mayfield-Sheehan, the bottom of the batting order, getting it done for Brookline here in the top of the third. And after a warm-up session in the bullpen, it looks like this is going to be the end of the day for Emmett Moynihan. Looks like, for a second, it looked like they were going to put him at third, but you know, tough day at the mound, but that happens to every pitcher. You know, after an outing like that, the important thing is that you come back next time. Now on the mound for Waltham will be number 4, Hunter Fucci, who was brought in from center field so that he could have a bullpen session, and that actually ended up having a bit of an impact on things. I don't know who they moved out to center field. I think it might have been Connor Gavin. but having him out in center field, whoever it was that they moved to center, had a very strong arm, which meant that a run did not come in on the fly out to center by Jimmy DiPaolo, and that a runner was almost thrown out at home on Doherty's 2-run single. So that defensive change almost saved a bunch of runs for Waltham, but Justin Liu just barely sliding around the tag at home. That allowed the inning to continue and allowed Mayfield-Sheehan to come up and hit his own 2-run single. So basically, 3 runs were able to come in because of the agile slide by Justin Liu at home. And now with the runner at 2nd and 2 down, up comes the second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. First pitch in there, strike 1. And that one's going to miss for ball 1. As for some reason I got disconnected from the Wi-Fi again. Sawada hits a hard grounder over to second. It's fielded by the second baseman and thrown to first. That will end the top of the 3rd inning. Come on, let's see if we can get ourselves connected again. Okay. Boy, what a day this has been for the Tech. And it's kind of unfortunate because it's been a very nice day at the plate for Brookline. They put together a big rally there in the top of the 3rd, put 6 runs on the board to break this one open at 7-0. Engelman returning back to the mound in a much more favorable situation than when he last left it. Due up for Waltham will be the 8, 9, 10 hitters, Fiorentino, Gregoire, and Connolly. Or at least it's supposed to be Fiorentino. Yeah, they stuck with Fiorentino over at 3rd, so he will be leading this one off. I see we have a note in the live chat from Greg Hoffman. Jesse wanted to look at the replay for that call at first base. Of course, referring to the RBI ground out by Adam Rosenblatt. That was a very close play at first. Was briefly appealed by Coach Busey, but ultimately call was upheld. Yeah, it's a bit tough because we don't have my usual angle from the first base side. You know, when it comes to choosing the side of the field, I tend to choose the side with the sun behind me, just so that gives you guys a better view when watching. And, you know, here the sun happened to be setting behind left field, and so here I am filming from the third base side. So I don't know if I'd have the best possible look at that. But in the end, Brookline's still able to put a bunch of runs on the board. With a very explosive third inning. Now leading off for Waltham here in the bottom of the third baseman, number 1, Eric Fiorentino. First pitch from Engelman is low for, for ball 1. That one going to miss to the outside, ball 2. And that one's going to miss for ball 3. Engelman is pitching with a very comfortable lead, but he better not get too comfortable. He's still got to make sure to hit the zone. That one in there for strike 1. That one is fouled off for strike 2. That one comes in well high, and that's going to be ball 4. Fiorentino draws a leadoff walk. That is just the second base runner allowed by Engelman through the first 2+ innings. Now coming up, the left fielder, number 5, Owen Gregoire. First pitch, it's a high hopper to second. Sawada applies the tag, throws to first, and it's a 4-3 double play. And that's got to be tough for Waltham. Team struggling offensively to get runners, and you get a leadoff runner, and it's followed up immediately by a double play ball. Now batting is number 3, which I'm going to have to check because initially on the Waltham roster it showed number 2 batting in this spot. And there isn't a number 3 on here, so I'm still going to assume that this is the extra hitter, Liam Connolly. And that one's pop up, and it's going to skip past the shortstop. A bloop hit, but right into the perfect spot. And Connolly's got a 2-out single. We cycle back around to the top of the order with now the relief pitcher, number 4, Hunter Fucci. First pitch, and he hits a dribbler foul up the first base line for strike 1. Fucci, his last time up, struck out to start the bottom of the first. Now up with 2 down and a runner at first here in the bottom of the 3rd. This one's a high hopper to 3rd, and it skips past Hoffman and into left. And Fucci keeps the inning going with that weird hopper. You got to watch out for those plays sometimes. You know, sometimes a high hopper will hit the dirt and just die and just start rolling. Completely throws off your read on the ball as a fielder. So we'll see whether we'll see later whether they scored that one a single or an error. In the meantime, coming up, the shortstop number 17, Isaac Shatzoff. First pitch is low for ball 1. The Brookline defense not looking quite as sharp this inning as they have the past couple. So that one's going to miss, but a pickoff attempt, almost. But a good dive back to the bag by Connolly. I believe the count is 2-0. Shatsoff lifts this one deep to center. Brendel's got it for out number 3. A brief scare there from the Waltham bats. But ultimately, Engelman and the Brookline defense able to survive the late inning challenge. Our score after 3, Brookline 7, Waltham 0. Oh yeah, sure. You can find it on YouTube. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, no worries. It's available to the whole public. Just search my full name on YouTube. You'll find the channel and you'll find this. No problem. So now as we get ready for the top of the 4th, Fucci back out on the mound after he took over partway through the 3rd inning. And I forgot to mark it on my box score, so I don't exactly remember where he took over. But I'll be able to mark that down later. In the meantime, for Brookline, after all of their batters got a chance to go to the plate in that big 3rd inning rally, it's going to be the same 3 due up here at the top of the 4th. Doctoroff, Brendel, and Hoffman. Of course, Doctoroff had that big double to left that started the rally. In his last at bat, he is 1 for 2 so far today with the double and the runs scored. Takes a strike to the inside corner. That one just inside, though, ball 1. Doctoroff fouls this one off. Strike 2. Doctoroff hits this one in play. It's a slow bouncer to second, and he just barely caught at first. It was a closer play than you might expect from a grounder to second. But ultimately the throw in time, and that'll be out number 1. Now coming up, the center fielder, number 27, Elias Brendel. Brendel 0 for 0 so far today with 2 walks and 1 run scored. Hits a grounder here over to second, this time past the second baseman and into right. So Brendel with his first hit of the day. Brookline's now got a runner at first. Now up comes the third baseman, number 15, Owen Hoffman. Hoffman 0 for 1 so far today with a strikeout, a walk, and a run scored. First pitch, and he fouls it off for strike 1. Hoffman really likes to chase those high pitches. Just go for these big, almost tomahawk chop swings at the ball. That one comes in low, and he takes for ball 1. Fucci takes a beat off the rubber and resets. 1-1, the count to Hoffman. Runner takes off, pitches inside for a ball. Brendel slides in safe with the steal. 2-1 now the count to Hoffman, and he's now got a runner in scoring position after Brendel takes second. And Hoffman lifts one, caught by the right fielder. Brendel tagged and thought about going, but he's just going to retreat back. Well connected by Hoffman, just hung in the air a little too long. Ends as a flyout. Now up, the left fielder, number 44, Justin Liu. First pitch going to come in low for ball 1. Justin Liu so far 0 for 0 with a walk, a hit by pitch, and a run scored. And that one is outside ball 2. And that one's going to miss for ball 3. Justin Liu just 1 ball away from earning his 3rd straight free pass to first. But he takes that one for strike 1. 3-1, the count, 2 down. Runner at second. Brookline leading Waltham 7-0 here on the top of the 4th. And that one's going to miss, and Liu still with no at-bats today, despite 3 plate appearances, as he's going to trot down to first. Now up the extra hitter, number 21, Jimmy DiPaolo. DiPaolo 0 for 1 so far today with a hit by pitch, a flyout, and an RBI. This one's going to miss for ball 1. Brendel at second, Liu at first. 2 down here on the top of the 4th. That one's also going to miss for ball 2. And DiPaolo rockets one deep to center. Center fielder tracking it back and makes the catch over his head for out number 3. Couple of shots to the outfield for Brookline end up not going to the spots they needed, and they are unable to score in the top of the 4th. We move to the bottom of the 4th. 2 up for Waltham will be Hanley, Metallidis, and Moynihan. Engelman back on the mound, and unless And assuming he finishes this inning, and assuming there isn't a massive comeback by Waltham, Engelman would earn his first pitching win of the summer season. He's pitched very well so far. Things got a little shaky in the bottom of the third as he allowed a couple of two-out base runners and then allowed a deep shot out to center, but that deep shot ended up being within range for Elias Brendel to catch the third out. So now, having pitched 3 innings of shutout ball, he returns to the mound for his 4th inning of work. Leading off for Waltham, the first baseman, number 19, Michael Hanley. Last time up, Hanley grounded out to first. And this one, he hits a slow dribbler foul up the third base line. This one is sliced. Pop up into shallow left, and Sheehan's going to call for it and make the grab for out number 1. Now coming up, the catcher, number 11, Aiden Metallidis. First pitch going to miss to the outside for ball 1. Chases that one for strike 1. Metallidis, his last time up, he led off the second inning with a ground out to short. And slices this one foul for strike 2. 1-2 the count. 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th. And that one is in the dirt for ball 2. And that one in the dirt for ball 3. Engelman almost looked like he was checking the spot where he plants his leading foot on a pitch. Maybe he lost his balance on that one. And he chases that one in the dirt for strike 3. But that was the weirdest sequence I've ever seen. The pitch was in the dirt. It was cleanly collected by Doctoroff. Doctoroff acted like they just had the normal strikeout, but like within the rules, usually if the pitch hits the dirt, I think it's, supposed to be, allow the runner to run to first. He tried to run to first, but was so confused because no one was acting like he was able to do that. Moynihan hits a hard grounder to short, picked up by Sheehan, thrown to first, and that will end the inning. So outside of the strangeness of the strikeout by Metallidis, where he thought he had a chance to run to first, but he never finished running to first because he was confused about whether or not he was allowed to. And so Brookline ended up throwing it to first just to make sure. We are 4 innings through here at Maher Park in Waltham, Massachusetts. Our score through 4, Brookline 7, Waltham 0. I'd like to take this moment after 4 innings for a local charity spotlight and tell you about the Brookline Community Foundation. For over 100 years, the Brookline Community Foundation has been a trusted partner, supporting Brookline by investing in organizations and initiatives that help create opportunity and promote equity for everyone who lives, learns, works, and plays in our community. Among the Foundation's many grant programs is the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School, which provides graduating BHS students with scholarships to help fund post-secondary education. To date, 81 BHS students have received scholarships from this fund to help them as they build their futures. And note that 81 number does not count the graduates who received a scholarship this year. Your support is crucial to supporting Brookline youth as they embark on the next steps in their educational journeys. Visit brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442 to learn more about the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School and how you can make a difference right here in Brookline. Once again, brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442. And as always, you can see all that same information, website, and phone number in the description section down below. Due up for Brookline in the top of the 5th is going to be Rosenblatt, Engelman, and Doherty, as Fucci returns to the mound for another inning of relief work. And, excuse me, I was incorrect. We have a pinch hitter coming up. Batting in place of Rosenblatt is going to be number 11, Jackson Fantuzzi. Fantuzzi, 3 for 9 so far this summer with 1 walk and 2 RBI. He takes strike 1 there. Fantuzzi has proved a solid asset for Brookline in his first summer with this 18U team, as he takes ball 1 to the outside there. That one is going to miss for ball 2. And Fantuzzi went around on that one, could not check his swing. It'll be a 2-2 count. And that one inside for ball 3. Fantuzzi with a nice rip out to left, and that's going to drop in safely. Fantuzzi with a leadoff single. So now with a leadoff runner on, up comes the pitcher, number 2, Charlie Engelman. Fucci goes back to first to check on Fantuzzi. He gets back safely. This pitch high for ball 1. Engelman, his last time up, he was hit by a pitch and later came in to score. Before that, popped out to first. Another throw back to first, and again, Fantuzzi gets back. That one's going to miss to the outside for ball 2. And that one sails way over the head, and Fantuzzi is going to take second on the wild pitch. And that pitch misses. It's a 4-pitch walk for Engelman. And Brookline with another free pass, as they've now got 2 runners on with nobody out. We got a brief pause. Oh, it looks like they're sending out a courtesy runner for the pitcher, Engelman, at first. It looks like they're going to have DiPaolo run for him. Coach Busey was saying to the Waltham dugout, it's a hot day, and he's right. And you want to, have your pitcher keep as much energy as he can, especially when he's doing such a good job as Engelman is. With runners at first and second, batter up is the right fielder, number 28, Michael Doherty. That pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Doherty 1 for 2 so far today, as of course he had the big 2-run single as part of that big 3rd inning rally, and later came in to score himself as he takes that one inside for ball 2. He's up with 2 runners on and nobody out, with Fantuzzi at second and DiPaolo, the courtesy runner for Engelman, at first. Doherty rips one foul up the first base line. It was good contact, good hard contact, but just a little out in front of it. And that one is going to miss. Good eye from Doherty to get the full count. And Doherty lifts this one deep out to right center. The outfielders are not catching up to that one. That's going to go for extra bases, but Fantuzzi's got to leg it all the way home, and this is going to be a play at the plate. He dives in, and he's out. Fantuzzi was late to take off as he was making sure it wasn't caught by the outfielders. DiPaolo was confident in the hit, and so he took off. And that forced Fantuzzi to have to keep running. So Michael Doherty with a double to right center, but no runs in, and in fact an out as a result. So now with runners at second and third, up comes the shortstop, number 7, Mayfield-Sheehan. First pitch is well blocked by Metallidis behind the plate for ball 1. Sheehan had a 2-run single of his own his last time up. He is 2 for 2 so far today as he fouls that one off for strike 1. One out, runners at second and third. And Sheehan lifts one into right. He's 3 for 3. And Doherty's rounding third. And coming for home, it's another 2-run single for Caden Sheehan. What a day for the number 10 hitter in Brookline's lineup. 2 back-to-back 2-run singles. Doherty and DiPaolo both come in to score. Brookline now leads 9-0. Now we cycle back to the top of the order with the second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. First pitch outside for ball 1. And a really interesting situation here. The mercy rule in this league is if you lead by at least 10 runs after 5 innings, the game is called due to a mercy rule as Sawada fouls that one off for strike 1. So if Brookline scores one more run this inning and then they keep Waltham off the board in the bottom half of the 5th, then the game will end without us playing a 6th or 7th inning. Oh, but they've picked off Sheehan between 2nd and 3rd. Sheehan trying to pickle it and slipped and fell, and he is caught. Coach Busey was telling Sheehan that was on him. I think what happened was Sheehan started going back to 2nd, but I think the coach then said he's not throwing it, as that one hits Sawada and gives him a free pass. So yeah, I think what happened is Sheehan started to make a jump back to the bag, but then his coach misread the pitcher's movement and told him not to go back. And then they ended up actually going for the pickoff move and picking him off. I mean, give credit to Fucci. It was a good move. 2 down, runner at first. First pitch to Doctoroff is high for ball 1. Doctoroff, his last time up, grounded out to 2nd. To lead off the 4th inning, he is 1 for 3 so far today, as that one catches the corner for strike 1. And that one's in the dirt and away from the catcher. Sawada takes 2nd with ease. Two and one, the count to Doctoroff. And Doctoroff lifts one. If that stays fair, it's foul. That one would have brought in the 10th run for Brookline had it dropped in fair territory, but it did not. And now Doctoroff hits a grounder over to 3rd. It's fielded by Moynihan, thrown to 1st, and they beat him to the bag. And that will be the 3rd out. So Brookline not able to reach double digits, but they do put another couple runs across, despite some base running mistakes. And so as we move to the bottom of the 5th, it is Brookline 9, Waltham 0. Engelman returning to the mound for his 5th inning of work. Due up for Waltham will be Aguirre, Gavin, and Fiorentino. Got at least one defensive substitution for Brookline this inning. Number 3, Ben Cody, taking Hoffman's spot at third base. And it looks like number 25, Ellis Martino, out to left. And a newcomer for this summer team out in center field, number 34, Nico Hart. As rounding out the substitutions, number 12, James Skeffington, out in right field. And of course, Fantuzzi, after pinch hitting for Rosenblatt, takes his spot at first base. Leading off now for Waltham, the second baseman, number 6, Cam Aguirre. Aguirre lifts the first pitch he sees out to center, and it's an easy catch for Nico Hart. Now coming up, number 9, Connor Gavin. First pitch low for ball 1. That one gonna miss to the outside as well for ball 2. Gavin, his last time up, grounded into a fielder's choice to end the second inning. And that one's going to miss outside as well, a 3-0 count. That one down Broadway for strike 1. This one's hit, but right at the glove of Jackson Fantuzzi. And that will be the second out. Now up with 2 down and the base is empty. Number 1, Eric Fiorentino. First pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. Fiorentino, last time up, got a leadoff walk in the third. But was thrown out at second as part of a double play. That one's going to miss for, or that one's going to hit the zone for strike 2. And that one's in the dirt for ball 2. This one also in the dirt. It'll be a full count now to Fiorentino. Swing and a miss. Engelman makes it a 1-2-3 inning. And we are through 5 here in Waltham. Our score after 5, Brookline 9, Waltham 0. And so once again, if Brookline is able to get 1 run on the board and then hold off Waltham once more in the bottom half, then this game will end at the end of this inning. As it stands with all the defensive replacements, not entirely sure who is due up at this point. Normally it would be Brendel, Hoffman, and Liu. So if it's 1-to-1 substitutions, then that would make it Hart, Cody, and Martino. Excuse me. So we've got a new pitcher on the mound for Waltham, taking over for Hunter Fucci. Will be number 17, Isaac Shatzoff. Fucci was having a solid relief outing, but then last inning things started to get away from him. Gave up a couple runs and might have given up a couple more if not for some base running mistakes by Brookline. Leading off for Brookline here in the top of the 6th, making his summer debut with the 18U team, number 34, Nico Hart. First pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. So I don't believe Hart played for the 18U team last summer. This takes one inside for ball 2. And no, Nico Hart did not make any appearances, so this is his first summer appearance. Is that one also going to miss for ball 3? He's coming off a solid year for Brookline High, where he went 10 for 40 with 2 doubles, 5 walks, 3 steals, 6 runs, and 6 RBI. That one catches the zone for strike 1. Big swing and a miss there for strike 2. Full count to Hart. And Hart hits a grounder over to second, fielded cleanly, and thrown to first for out number 1. Now coming to the plate, the third baseman, number 3, Ben Cody. Cody so far this season 2 for 2 with 2 walks, 2 steals, 2 runs, and 1 RBI. As he takes a ball there. Takes strike 1 there. Cody got his first RBI of the year in the Medford North End game. As part of that late game rally, he hit a bloop single over the second baseman that drove in a run, but here it's just going to be a ground out back to the pitcher. It's 2 down. Now due up the left fielder, number 25, Ellis Martino. Martino fouls off the first pitch, strike 1. Martino this season 1 for 5 with 2 walks, 1 hit by pitch, 1 steal, and 2 runs scored. That pitch is going to miss for ball 1. Chases that one, and he's kicking himself for it. Strike 2. And that is in there for strike 3. Shatsoff puts him down in order. And Brookline unable to trigger the mercy rule. This will be at least a 7-inning game. We move to the bottom of the 6th with Brookline leading 9-0. Engelman coming back out on the mound for his 6th inning of work. Due up for Waltham should be Gregoire, Connolly, and Fucci. One thing that's nice about having these later night games under the lights in the middle of summer is that weather starts to cool down a bit as the sun sets. I think that's part of the reason that the Wi-Fi connection improved so much in the later stages of this game. Leading off for Waltham here in the bottom of the 6th, it's number 5, Owen Gregoire. First pitch gonna miss, ball 1. And that's a hard hit grounder up the middle, fielded by Sheehan, thrown to first, and secured for out number 1. One down, now upcoming number 3, Liam Connolly. That one is going to miss for ball 1. That one skips in the dirt for ball 2. This one tipped for strike 1. And this one lifted out to center, Hart charging in, but he's got to let it bounce in front of him. And that will be a single for Connolly. Now coming up, number 4, Hunter Fucci. Runner at first, 1 down. And that's going to skip away from the catcher, and Connolly is going to take second on the wild pitch. That one's going to miss, ball 2. That one's going to miss as well, ball 3. And this one is a pop-up, and it's caught by Sawada for out number 2. Good read by the middle infielders, and Sawada was a little closer to it. So they go from a near walk situation to a big second out get. So now coming up is the relief pitcher, number 17, Isaac Shatzoff. And that one's going to miss for ball 1. And that one hits the zone for strike 1. That one catches the inside corner for strike 2. 1-2, the count to Shatzoff. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. That one in the dirt for ball 2. And another one misses. And it's another wild pitch that allows Connolly to trot down to third. It is a full count to Shatzoff with 2 outs. And Waltham with a runner 90 feet away from breaking the shutout. And that one is low for ball 4. Now coming up, number 19, Michael Hanley. First pitch going to miss to the outside, ball 1. Shatzoff at first, Connolly at third. This one sliced foul, and it's going to go out of play for strike 1. That one well inside for ball 2. Hanley, his last time up, he popped out to short to lead off the 4th inning. Before that, grounded out to first to end the 1st. That one misses low and in for ball 3. Engelman losing his control a bit in this inning, trying to marathon his way through here in the 6th. Check back at first, and Shatzoff dives back safely. And that one hit him. It hit his feet, and so the hit by pitch loads the bases. Connolly not able to come home on the wild pitch. And now Coach Busey coming out to check on Engelman as his pitches are really getting away from him here. And it looks like they might be getting some action going in the pen. As it looks like they've sent Doherty out to center field to replace Hart, presumably so that Hart can start warming up in the bullpen to come in and relieve Engelman. In the meantime, a courtesy runner for Shatzoff is Hunter Fucci. Again, with in this league, if you've got a pitcher or a catcher on the base paths, you can have someone come in to run for them, and it doesn't count as a substitution. First pitch is a strike to the catcher, number 11, Aiden Metallidis. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th, bases loaded. That pitch high, attempted pickoff at second. A risky move, but in the end, everyone simply gets back safely. That one's going to miss inside, ball 2. That one missed as well, ball 3. 3-1 the count. One more ball, and Waltham will get on the board. Hits a grounder past Engelman, juggled by Sawada, but he flips it to second in time. And by the skin of their teeth, Brookline escapes the jam with the shutout intact. We are through 6 here in Waltham. The score after 6, Brookline 9, Waltham 0. Looks like they're going to send Shatsoff back out on the mound for another inning of relief work. Due up for Brookline should be DiPaolo, Fantuzzi, and Engelman. We'll see if they send Engelman back to the plate, and then we'll see if they send him back out onto the hill for a 7th inning. I mean, with a 9-run difference at this point, really the biggest question is whether or not Engelman will be able to finish the complete game shutout on the mound. And it looks like we're going to have Skeffington batting for DiPaolo to lead off this inning. Skeffington came in right field, replacing Doherty, and my guess is they moved Doherty to the extra hitter spot, replacing DiPaolo. And of course, they put Doherty back out in center field to replace Hart, as Hart presumably is warming up so that he can replace Engelman on the mound. And indeed, batting in place of DiPaolo will be the right fielder, number 12, James Skeffington. Skeffington, so far today, 4 for 11 with 2 runs and an RBI, and he takes strike 1 from Shatsoff. That one's going to miss for ball 1. That's strike 2. Hard grounder, and it's fielded by Moynihan, thrown to first, and by a step, he beats him to the bag for out number 1. Give credit to the fielders for both teams today, as outside of that one bad throw from the catcher to third, there really haven't been any costly errors so far today. Now batting for Brookline, the first baseman, number 11, Jackson Fantuzzi. Fantuzzi takes strike 1 there. That one's going to miss for ball 1. Fantuzzi, his last time up, he got a single, but was thrown out at home. Now facing a 1-1 count with 1 out here in the 7th. Fantuzzi hits a hard grounder to second, fielded cleanly, and thrown to first for out number 2. Now coming up, the pitcher, number 2, Charlie Engelman. First pitch in there for strike 1. Shows bunt. Engelman with a drag bunt up the first base line. Picked up by Shatsoff. Quick throw to first. Good reaction by Shatsoff to get the last out of the inning. Engelman tried for a surprise play there, but it did not pan out. We now move to the bottom of the 7th. And Brookline will be calling upon Nico Hart to close the door on this one. Due up for Waltham will be Moynihan, Egurus, and Gavin. Back in the spring for Brookline High, Nico Hart made 5 pitching appearances, 3 of them starts. Had a 1-1 record on the mound. Pitched 19 1/3 total innings for the season, which ranked 3rd on the team. Had an ERA of 3.29, a whip of 1.5, and 20 strikeouts, which ranked 2nd on the team. So Engelman leaves the mound after 6 shutout innings of work. A fantastic performance from him. And of course, if there isn't some kind of crazy comeback, Engelman will be the pitcher on credit for his first win of the year. Or his first win of the summer season, I should say. Because he did have a couple wins on the mound for Brookline High in the spring, so saying for the year doesn't exactly work. Now batting, the third baseman, number 12, Emmett Moynihan. First pitch from Hart's going to miss for ball 1. Swing and a miss there, strike 1. That one just misses outside, ball 2. That one's low for ball 3. That one catches the zone and catches Moynihan thinking he had the walk. tossed his bat and was starting to jog to first, but actually he's got a full count. And that one just misses for ball 4. And so Moynihan, after the brief gaffe there, will not have to walk back to his teammates in the dugout. He does get the walk that he thought he had. And so leadoff runner on first. Now up, number 6, Cam Aguirres. Swing and a miss for strike 1 there. That one's in the dirt for ball 1. That one's fouled off. Strike 2. And a swing and a miss there for strike 3. One down now, and up comes number 9, Connor Gavin. Gavin lifts this one foul and out of play. And this one lifted. This might stay playable. It's a race to the ball and just out of play. Just barely over that fence. Fantuzzi and Sawada were both sprinting for that one. Even Skeffington coming in from right field, but it's just going to fall out of play for strike 2. That pitch gonna miss low for ball 1. Another one's gonna miss low for ball 2. 2-2 now the count to Gavin. And another one misses low. Hart misses 3 straight pitches low and now is facing a full count. And that one can't get it up to the zone, and that's another free pass. 2 runners on, and now up comes number 1, Eric Fiorentino. That one inside gets briefly away from the catcher, but the runners hold. So that'll simply be ball 1. Runners taking off, and it gets away from Doctoroff. Moynihan thought about going for home, but decided against it. Coach Busey coming out to talk to Hart. Being a relief pitcher at this level can be so difficult. You know, you get a limited amount of warm-up time. You're coming in a tougher situation. It can be a little harder for players to find their rhythm and find the zone right after, like right away, which is really what you have to be able to do as a reliever. Hart having some struggles with his control. He's walked 2 of the first 3 batters he's faced. And now he's got a 2-0 count to Fiorentino. But that one in there for strike 1. I'll tell you, it is kind of funny the fact that Waltham's got Shatsoff as basically the third base coach. Makes it look like they've got 2 base runners at third. That one is going to miss low for ball 3. And he hits a high bouncer over to third. Picked up by Sheehan. Fakes the throw. Tried to catch the runner, but instead an error is going to allow the second runner to come home. Score that one, an RBI infield single for Fiorentino. As Moynihan comes in to score cleanly off of that. And then Connor Gavin comes in to score on an E6. So 1 out. Runner at first, and up comes number 5, Owen Gregoire. As that one, I believe, hit the zone for strike 1. That one misses low. And this one's chopper past the pitcher, picked up by Sheehan, flipped to second. And they got the lead runner off a fancy flip from Sheehan, but came in just a little too high for Sawada to try and turn 2. So after the 6-4 fielder's choice, Waltham down to their last out. Up is number 3, Liam Connolly. First pitch low and in, ball 1. That one in the dirt for a ball, and Doctoroff tried to throw down to first, but Gregoire gets back. 2-0, the count to Connolly. That one inside for ball 3. Hart still struggling to find the zone, but that's going to be a 4-pitch walk to Connolly. We cycle back around to the top of the order with number 4, Hunter Fucci. Runners at first and second, 2 down. And he swung and it hit him. It's in play. That count, that does. They are throwing to first just in case. Coach Busey is appealing. It looks like they've just called it a dead ball. So I guess that counts as a foul ball because he swung. It's not a hit by pitch. It's not a live ball. Must be a foul ball, right? And this one is lifted, going to stay in the infield. Sawada calling for it, and he's got it. And Brookline wins. Brookline takes care of business to get back in the win column. The final score here at Maher Park, Brookline 9, Waltham 2. Brookline improves to 2-3 on the season, while Waltham falls to 3-2. quickly recapping the game. In the top of the first, Brookline drew a flurry of drew 3 walks, and then a bases-loaded hit-by pitch by Jimmy DiPaolo brought in Keenan Sawada for the game's first run. Bottom of the first, Waltham went down in order. Top of the second, Brookline was able to get 1 runner on but could not advance him. Bottom of the second, Waltham got 1 runner on but could not advance him either. Top of the third is where things started to get exciting. A leadoff double by Ben Doktoroff, followed by a walk from Elias Brendel. Doktoroff advanced to third on a wild pitch, and then an erroneous throw from the catcher trying to catch him at third allowed him to come home and make it 2-0 Brookline. A walk from Owen Hoffman and a hit by pitch by Justin Liu loaded the bases. And then 2 batters later, Adam Rosenblatt got an RBI ground out to short to make it 3-0. A hit by pitch from Charlie Engelman reloaded the bases, and then Michael Doherty and Caden Sheehan with back-to-back 2-run singles to really blow things open and make it a 7-0 lead. In the bottom of the third, Waltham got a couple runners on, threatened to score, but could not advance them. They left 2 runners stranded. Top of the fourth, Brookline managed to get 2 runners on, but left them stranded. Excuse me. Bottom of the fourth, Waltham goes down in order. Top of the fifth, Brookline adds another couple of runs off a 2-run single by Caden Sheehan. Some base running mistakes prevented them from getting any more runs than that, and they would not score any more runs the rest of the way as they led by a score of 9-0 at that point. Bottom of the fifth, Waltham goes down in order. Top of the sixth, Brookline goes down in order. Bottom of the sixth, Waltham manages to load the bases, but with 2 down, but cannot get any runners home. Top of the seventh, Brookline again goes down in order. Bottom of the seventh, Waltham puts together their best offensive inning. An RBI infield single by Eric Fiorentino brought home Emmett Moynihan for Waltham's first run, and then off a throwing error, Connor Gavin was able to come in with Waltham's second run, but that was all they could muster, and that is how the game would end. 1 second, folks. Sorry about that. So for a last note, thank you all so much for tuning in today. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Remember, if you enjoyed this live stream, even though we had our fair share of technical hiccups in the early stages of the game, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. This is the only game for Brookline this week, but they've got 3 games on the docket next week on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and then plenty more to come as the summer marches on. So be sure to stay tuned for all of those. Subscribing to the channel can help. If there's anything you'd like to say and the stream has concluded, then you can say it in the comment section down below. Thanks to all those who brought the good vibes in the live chat today. You can also go down below to the description section of the video to find all the information you need about the Brookline Community Foundation, link to their website and their phone number. You can also check out the bottom right corner of your screen where you'll find some more information about me, my personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. You can also contact me directly via email with any questions or requests you may have. And you can follow me on Instagram, where I post highlights from previous live streams. But for this live stream, that is going to do it From Maher Park in Waltham, Massachusetts, the final score, Brookline 9, Waltham 2. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.